Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Let me tell you about who I am by what I love to do. Hat, shirt, shoes. This is my favorite ski hat. It represents my complete and utter devotion to skiing. My parents would even say I'm obsessed with the sport. I first learned to ski when I was 6 years old. My parents decided that a trip to Colorado would be a fun family vacation, and it would be a good idea for my brother and I to learn to ski while we were young and mostly clueless. It wasn't love at first sight. I was more excited about missing school than I was about the actual skiing. So by the time my parents stopped taking us after 3 years, I really missed the holidays more than the skiing per se. Despite that, I kept waiting for the word that we were going back to Colorado. I waited and waited until finally a light bulb went off around my 30th birthday. It finally dawned on me that I didn't have to have my parents take me skiing. I could go by myself. Wow, what a revelation. After that epiphany, I went to some slope somewhere every winter. Every January, I would fly down some gnarly black diamond bump runs with a grin on my face and glee in my heart. I love to ski. I am a skier. This is my bookworm t-shirt. It represents a quieter love of mine, which is reading. Skiing is a quick rush, whereas reading is a gentle pleasure that I fit in every day. However, like skiing, I didn't take to it immediately. It was something that I struggled with. It took me a while to learn to read in first grade. And then throughout elementary school, I could never sit still long enough to read a book. It wasn't until necessity knocked in the form of my best friend Leah that I discovered I loved to read. Every other weekend in 6th grade, I spent the night at Leah's house. She lived with her grandmother, or Granny, as we called her. Granny went to bed at 8:30, and Leah nodded off around 9. And I was left twiddling my thumbs with absolutely nothing to do. Unlike Leah, I was a complete night owl, and once she fell asleep, I was really bored. Until one night, I discovered in the guest bedroom closet stacks and stacks of Harlequin romance novels. You probably know the ones I'm talking about. They're about 150 pages white with a steamy couple on the cover. I discovered at 12 that I loved these cheesy books, and I still do. And I hate to stop in the middle of a book. I will read until my eyes cross, and I can't see the page anymore, just to get to the end. Thanks to Granny, I was a reader at 12, and I am a reader still. The last are these really incredible shoes. You can see them in the back. No, these are not my idea of fashionable footwear. They are very specific shoes. They represent my love of dancing. They are specifically Lindy Hop. I have been dancing since I was 3. My debut was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. But like skiing and reading, I didn't take to it right away. It wasn't until I was in college that I discovered couples dancing, and that's when my love affair with dancing really began. I met some Venezuelans my freshman year, and they invited me to a party. They danced salsa in their living room. I was hooked. I loved it. I started with salsa, then went to merengue, various ballroom dances, waltz, tango, cumbia, lambada, belly dancing, flamenco, swing, and most recently Lindy Hop. For those of you who don't know, what Lindy Hop is a variation of swing that started in Harlem in the late 1920s. It has elements of the Charleston in it, which you might recognize. It is a very energetic dance with lifts and dips. Quite frankly, it's practically gymnastics. I am and always will be a dancer. Skiing, reading, dancing, these are 3 of my favorite things that I've shared with you tonight. However, if there's just one thing about me that you remember, I hope it's this. It may take me a while to warm up, but once I do, I'm loyal for life.